The sound of my alarm makes its unwelcome presence in my bedroom. I can't help but wonder, do I even need an education? By the way, I'm really liking the blue they used for Sayori's menu. I could totally just become a video game streamer. Reluctantly, I sit up and stretch. I just hope I don't run into any of those pricks who ruined our festival. And then the opposite seems to happen all the time. Not to mention, I hope they aren't giving any of the club members any flack, especially Sayori. Please Sakurai school. Surprisingly, Sayori's already there by the time I arrive. Good morning. I'll give her a mockingly suspicious look. You know, for someone who sleeps a lot, you sure are chipper in the mornings. Hey, am I not allowed to be happy? You're very much allowed to be, Sayori. In fact, I would like you to stay happy, please. Of course you are, Sayori. Ready for another exciting and totally not boring day at school? Ready as I'll ever be. How about you? It could be worse, I guess. I enjoy history a lot, actually. Sakurai's a really good teacher. Yeah, I remember you saying. We're pretty lucky to have him, aren't we? Definitely. I didn't think anyone could top Makoto last year. Sakurai has somehow managed to pull it off. Do we get to meet that Makoto guy? I guess it helps that history is a decent subject. I've always preferred those kinds of subjects myself too. What do you mean? You know, Japanese, history, anything that isn't math or physics. Still not much of a science girl, huh? Nope. Didn't think so. You're always better than me when it came to more creative subjects though. Looking back, when we helped each other out with our homework, I guess we covered each other's weaknesses, huh? We sure did. I remember we used to doodle on each other's work too. You even handed the science homework once and you didn't even realize you drew a bunch of animals all over. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Sayori. Sayori laughs as school looms in sight. Her giggles, coupled with a sudden remembrance of that silly memory, causes a warm feeling to wash over me. I had totally forgotten about that. My science teacher, on the other hand, well, let's just say he didn't expect a bunch of cats, rabbits, and dogs to be on that worksheet. Did we get to meet this science teacher? Well, we were learning about evolution, so I guess you enjoying all those animals was fitting, right? Of course! It totally wasn't just me getting my revenge from you pulling that planet's prank. Oh, that's something I'll never forget. What is it though? Okay. You mean that Uranus joke? The fact that Sayori can't help but giggle when she hears the name is testimony to how she's truly a child at heart. Yes! I grin at her, although she initially tries to pout. She can never hold an angry face, even when she's joking. Back when we were first learning about the solar system, I heard about someone that was so funny about Uranus from a classmate of mine. Sayori, being blissfully ignorant at the time, asked me what was it so funny about the planet's name. I told her to ask her. Wow. Okay. I told her to ask her mother how Uranus was looking, and she actually did. Distinctly, I can remember being in utter hysterics when her mother was both parts confused and stern with her daughter for apparently asking such a rude question. Definitely one of my personal favorite victories. God. Come on. You have to admit we got each other good. Anyway, I'll catch you at lunchtime. See ya. Bye! As I make my way over to the classroom, the typical school scene greets me. Students from varying ages make their way to wherever they need to be, no doubt bracing themselves for the drag that Monday morning is bringing. The sounds of chattering and laughter fill the atmosphere as I spot a few familiar faces. Occasionally, A teacher admonishes a laggy student, no doubt reminding them to not be late for homeroom. Outside my classroom, I peer through the window. There's a few of my classmates there already. Sakurai himself looks like he's only just arrived. Ah, Midas. Good morning. How was your weekend? Morning, sir. Not bad, not bad. Haven't woken up that early on a Saturday for a while, so I figured I'd make the most out of it. Would you believe me if I told you I spent it enjoying the outdoors and getting homework done? There's a mischievous twinkle in Sakurai's eyes. He answers, "Oh, I might as, of course I would. After all, given your impeccable history with handing in homework on time, I'd be hard-pressed not to." On the topic of handing homework in time, one of my classmates noticeably fidgets. I'm willing to bet he hasn't done last week's assignment. Granted, there may have been one or two times where I was guilty of the very same thing. At least Sakurai is fairly relaxed about missing the odd deadline. I checked the clock hanging on the wall. It's almost time to start and a few minute stragglers hurriedly make their way in. A few last-minute stragglers, rather. Most people are here at this point. Sakurai is sitting by his desk, a pen between his fingers and a thoughtful look on his face. Emmy hurriedly makes her way past the door and into her seat next to me. Kind of ironic how she's on the track team that she's the last one in, which Sakurai picks up on. Emmy! He leans back in his chair as Emmy looks up at him with as innocent as a face as she can muster. Yes, sir? How is it that a member of the school's track team is the slowest one to arrive? Light chuckles fill the room. Sakurai's banter with the students is always amusing to witness. Well, I'm not technically late, am I? She does have a point, sir. See, even the class rep is on my side. Come on, Shiori, what happened to respecting authority? I'm not the one who makes the rules, sir. As if on cue, the bell rings, a moment after Emmy slips into her seat. Cutting it pretty close. Now that everyone's here, let's get started. Now, believe me when I say that the First World War is one of the most interesting things you'll ever study in school. Although your science teachers may beg to differ. So a conflict involving nations from across the world, continent to continent, soldiers as well as civilians involved in the fighting. It's truly changed the geopolitical climate for many of the combatants involved. As he talks, his trademark enthusiasm shines through. It's almost like he was born to be a teacher. Now, can anyone tell me the year it started? Bonus points if you can explain how it began. Before anyone asks, no, bonus points does not mean exemption from homework for a week. I can't help but smile to myself after hearing the mixture of groans and laughs from the class. Maybe Monday morning won't be so boring after all. The rest of the lesson passes by fairly quickly. Before I know it, it's lunchtime. You're looking a bit livelier. We usually have lunch in the club room, right? Why are we in the courtyard? Sakura has that effect on us. We're also learning about the First World War, which is pretty interesting. You're right, it is. Although it's so sad thinking about all of those soldiers who died. In such horrible ways too. For sure. They were hoping it would be a war to end all wars. Yet 20 years later, they're at it again. Anyway, how was your morning? What subject did you have? Physics. In the morning. Midas, that's so unfair. You should have a subject I enjoy on a Monday morning. Sleeping isn't a subject though. Hey, I like Japanese too, you know. Japanese history, even stuff like English. The subjects where I can express myself a bit more. You know, given how you're in a literature club, it all makes sense now. As in, why you prefer subjects like Japanese. Or creative subjects where you can write stories, poems, that sort of thing. Yeah, plus I don't think I'll ever need to work out in the area of a triangle in real life. Well, I really hope not. Whereas stuff that we learn about in Japanese helps me with writing poems. Although I don't think the teacher was happy when she found me trying to write a poem in the class. But it isn't my fault, right? Kind of your fault, I guess. She looks at me with puppy dog eyes at the moment. It hits me just how adorable Sayori can be. With those big blue eyes, it's impossible to say no to her, and... Wait a minute. Where's this coming from? Huh? Yeah, no. Definitely not her fault. Anyway, what's that you got? I motioned to the food in front of her. It's fairly obvious what she's eating, but I needed a quick change of topic to cover. Whatever was that just came over me. Eh? You mean this? It's a cinnamon bun. You're eating yourself? You're eating yourself, Sayori? Very delicious. Sayori, I couldn't get a word of that. But I'm guessing you're enjoying it. She gladly gulps down the sugary delight. Sorry. Yeah, it's so yummy. Do you want to try some? It can't hurt. As she tears up a piece and reaches forward, I'm struck by how soft and warm her hands are. It's only a brief moment of contact, but it's enough to ignite that weird warm feeling within. Snap out of it! I pop it into my mouth and savor the sweet taste filling my taste buds. Remind me to get some of my own. I'm planning on tactically snacking on these during class this afternoon. That's one way of getting me through a boring school day. Well, if it works, it works. I mean, put it under your desk. Works every time, I guess. Just like that, the alarm rings, signifying the end of the lunch break. Back to it, I guess. Waving goodbye to Sayori, we make our respective ways back to our classrooms. Wait, dang, now I can relate to people saying that this might be the best route. Like, I'm feeling so fuzzy right now. God. It was actually very cute. Another day, another lesson. Thankfully, it's a Friday, meaning the tempting allure of the weekend beckons. Just one more day to sit through. As Sakura explains the origins of the war, my mind can't help but drift away. Who was it who decided we should have 5 working days but only 2 days off? Man, that seems mighty unfair if you ask me. A 4-day week and a 3-day weekend sounds so much better. I can agree on that. I know Sayori would definitely agree. Probably not Monica though. Given how hard she works. How hard she works rather. Speaking of Sayori, I wonder what she's up to. I've noticed that she's been on my mind a little more than usual. Even I was just at home playing video games in an effort to procrastinate from my homework. Knowing her, she's probably doodling instead of paying attention. And again, I'm daydreaming to myself. That's no different. I guess shorter attention spans are something we both suffer from. It's a little on the warm side in here anyway. Sakura wouldn't mind too much if I spaced out, right? Spending more time with Sayori recently has made me think. About what? Hey Midas, don't run too far off ahead. Sorry Daddy, I just wanna play. Such a ball of energy, aren't you? Don't worry, your dad and I will keep an eye on you. Oh, and here's some money. Buy something from the ice cream truck. Would you like us to come with you? No, it's okay. I'm a big boy now, remember? Of course, darling. How could he ever forget? Dad grins as he reaches out to affectionately ruffle my hair. Of course you are, son. Now, go out there and have some fun. I barely hear him as I take off, bound toward the ice cream truck. As I'm lining up, my mind runs crazy at the thought of all the different flavors and choices. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, mint. The only choice you should choose is strawberry. It's great! The line shuffles forward and I dig into my pockets and bring out the money. They've given me more than I need for the ice cream. Awesome! That means I can get more than one. I quickly look around me, trying to spot my parents. They're sitting on the bench chatting away. They won't notice. Yeah, this is the best day ever. Huh? Who's this? Hello there! Standing to the left of me is a young girl. She's looking sadly at the ice cream truck in front of me. Why is she looking sad though? All of the other kids are happy. She should be happy! There's ice cream right here! Hey! The girl jumps a little. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. She looks at me, giving me a wide smile. Huh? Wasn't she just sad just a minute ago? It's okay. I'm Sayori. Hi, Sayori. I'm Midas. I saw you looking sad. Do you want some ice cream? That makes me happy when I'm feeling sad. Ice cream? For me? Would you buy that for me? Sure. My mommy gave me too much money. I wouldn't got 2 ice creams for myself. But you look sad and I don't like seeing my friend. Oh, this is so cute. And I don't like seeing my friend sad. Sayori looks at the floor. She looks kinda shy. Well, this is the first time we ever met and you called her the friend and we're gonna give her an ice cream. Why would she not be shy? Are you sure? Yeah. Now come on. Which one do you want? Oh, thank you. This is in that one with the long name. It's so cute. Simnanan? Yeah, okay. I handed it over to her, taking mine from the ice cream man. Thanks again. That's okay. You want to be friends? I mean, we just called her a friend a while ago, so I guess there's no turning back. Her eyes light up as she shows me a bright smile. Okay. Do you want to go by the swings? I'll race you there. Hey, no fair! Our ice creams! Hey, you didn't say when to start. Thanks for being my friend, Midas. I'm new here and I don't have any other friends. No problem. You're really cool. And it's nice to make a new friend. Ah, there you are. Hi, Mommy. Says Mom. Cool. I see you've made a new friend. Who might this be, Sayori? That's Midas. He's got me this cinnamon popsicle. Ah, did he now? She was looking really sad. I thought I could cheer her up. That's very nice of you, Midas. Sayori, do you mind explaining to Midas why you didn't have money for the popsicle in the first place? Do I have to? Come on. Okay. I was being a bit naughty earlier. Mommy told me not to eat all of the candy for dinner yesterday. But I just couldn't help it. So she said I wasn't allowed to get a popsicle today. Indeed. So she was being punished for it. Oh no, is she angry at me? I'm sorry. I didn't know that she was in trouble. Although I'm glad you made a new friend, Sayori. Huh? She laughed softly. Man, Sayori really looks like her. Don't you worry, Midas. You are very kind. And it already looks like you two are great friends already. It's okay. Phew. Of course. I mean, what else of a reaction would you get from him? Midas? What? With a sudden jolt of reality, I realized that I'm back in the present. Even the way Sakurai is looking at me, he clearly noticed me dozing off. Oops. I'm going to assume you fell asleep because you stayed up late doing some reading about the war. Yes, sir, of course. Excellent. Then you'll be able to answer this next question without any difficulty. Yeah, you got me in a trap there. Let's hope it's not too unreasonable. Can you explain to me how Great Britain got involved in the war? Wait, what am I doing thinking? I'm horrible at history. Okay, this I actually know. I vaguely remember Sakurai talking about this yesterday. Well, I hope you tell me because please, I want to know and I'm very horrible at history. Luckily, I'm able to answer his questions satisfactorily. After it feels like an eternity, a wry smile appears on his face. That late-night study session really paid off, it seems. He shoots me a knowing smile. I weakly grin back. That was close. Luckily, by the time I woke up, most of the class was already packed. Wow, you must have been asleep for a long time. Just how long was I out for? Anyway, as the bell is about to ring, I figured I should finish my lesson before it rings for once. Even though I'm confident that you would rather learn about the intricacies of the war than you go to lunch. As if by a stroke of fate, Sakai's stomach rumbles. He rarely rubs his face and laughs dejectedly. Well, if that isn't an example of Duex, I probably never seen that word or can't remember that word. And I don't know what is. A smattering of laughter fills the room. Class dismissed, everyone. Everyone begins packing away their things and heading for the door, no doubt eager to refuel after morning session. Midas, a word, if you will. I mean, we slept in this class, so I guess he's understandably upset. Damn. Why do I get the feeling that this has something to do with me falling asleep? I mean, it most probably is. As the last student files out, I gingerly approach Sakurai's desk, a hint of resignation in my gait. Don't worry. There's no need to look so worried. You're not in trouble or anything like that. You had me scared, sir. Thank goodness we're not in trouble. I think every student dreads hearing those words. Can we have a word? Or can you see me after class? If it's any consolation, Midas will still hear those words even after graduation. I do agree. Oh? Mischief at university, sir? Now. That would be telling. Anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I just wanted to know how you're getting on in class. Well, at least it's not about us being asleep. With the course, that is. It's going pretty well, I'd say, sir. History is one of my favorite subjects, and World War I is an interesting topic. Plus, your teaching style really sits with me well. And sorry for falling asleep in class. I know it was a little disrespectful. I just had a late night. That's not a very good excuse. There's a knowing look on Sakurai's eyes as he dismissively waves away my apology. Not to worry, Midas. Where can I get teachers like you, sir? I know high school can be a trying period, especially when you have a lot going on. Besides, you answered my question correctly, so it's fair to assume that you have at least some idea of what I'm talking about. I can't help but grin at him. With a friendly, understanding aura he emanates, sometimes you forget he's a teacher. Although if you could try and refrain from falling asleep again, that would be much appreciated. Although his tone remains light and friendly, there's an edge of sternness to his voice. I guess it must be pretty disheartening as a teacher if one of your students fall asleep in class. You try teaching. Yeah, of course. Won't happen again, sir. Good. I just wanted to check up on you. You're doing well, so I'm satisfied. Do let me know if that changes. I'd be happy to assist where I can. Now, I shouldn't be denying you your well-earned lunch break. Thanks, sir. Have a good one. With a nod, he dismisses me and returns to his desk. You're not going out for lunch, sir? As I make my way to the courtyard, I notice Yuri sitting by herself lost in a book. As I approach her, I pause. Should I ask her to join me? She does look a little lonely, and we're all friends, right? Oh. This is a choice? Okay. I kinda see where the routes, like, they're kind of related in a way because, like, in Yuri route, she was jealous of Sayori. And now, we're inviting Yuri if she wants to eat lunch with me and Sayori. And yes, I guess that's kind of a connection. But based on my experiences in, like, Yuri's route, if I, like, try to shoo away the other girls, something bad will happen, so... I mean, plus she's our friend and all, plus I don't really see anything bad if I did invite Yuri, so... That's it, Yuri. As much as I think Yuri is someone who is comfortable being by herself, I think it'll be nice to have some company during lunch. Besides, she gets along with Sayori and I. She looks really lost in thought. Never read out her books, is she? Yep. Definitely, there's nothing really wrong. I mean, the only thing wrong about inviting Yuri would be, is Sayori jealous of Yuri? But then again, it's so what if, so I guess there's nothing really wrong. Hey Yuri! She jumps slightly, eyes widening at the sudden disturbance. I forgot she startles easily. Good afternoon, Midas. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. It's okay. I was just very immersed in this book. I was going to invite you to sit with Sayori and I, but if you'd rather be left alone, you need to eat, Yuri. You can't eat the book. A pensive look crosses her face. I get the feeling she isn't used to social invitations. I mean, you've been alone for so long. Please come with us, Yuri. Me? The one and only Yuri. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to disturb in your conversation. Don't sweat it. It's fine. Come on, Yuri. I'm suddenly having flashbacks about her route. Oh well, if you're sure. I laugh as she packs up her things and follows me over. Being the way, I spot Sayori in the courtyard and take a seat opposite her on one of the benches. Yuri follows suit. Hey, Yuri. How's your week been? It's been enjoyable so far. Learning a lot of interesting things. It's definitely stimulating. Although I am glad it's the weekend coming up. Yeah, Sayori and I are with you on that. How about you two? How has your week gone? It's been okay. Some lessons are kind of boring though. Still trying to wrap my head around some of the stuff we're doing in math. Japanese is doing well though. We've been looking at literary techniques and how they can apply to poetry, so I think I might be able to try new stuff with my poems. Oh, well I look forward to seeing that, Sayori. Yeah, same. Monica will probably appreciate it too. Speaking of which, we're having a meeting with the club after school today. Yep, we'll be focusing what to do for Halloween. It'll be lots of fun. That's right up your alley. Eh, Yuri? How so? Well, Halloween is all about horror, right? And your poems typically focus on darker themes. Ah, yes indeed. She smiles dreamily. I guess a day dedicated to horror is like a dream come true for her. There's definitely a lot of room for creativity when it comes to that genre. Horror is ever so expansive. I don't like that stuff too much. Sometimes it can get really scary. Not a fan of not a big fan of fear then, Sayori. Sorry that didn't sound too ominous or weird, did it? Not at all. I've always admired how you stick with your interests. It's really cool to see. Don't you worry about it. Well, it's reassuring to hear, I suppose. Makes for some nice variety in the club, Yuri. The bell rings, cutting short our conversation. We didn't even get to eat. Well, time to get these last few hours over with. See you both in the club. See ya, guys! She cheerily waves. Until then. As I open the door, the familiar sight of the girls greets me. Although Monica is missing. It's a little unlike her to be late, isn't it? And again, she was tardy that one time during my first week at the club. Hey everyone. Hey. Hi. The girls have pushed a few desks together and are sitting in a row. With Sir in the left, you're in the middle and Natsuki on the right. I really flopped next to Sayori. Hello, Midas. How were your last few classes? About as fun as the last few classes on a Friday could ever be. While school can be a wonderful place to learn things, I'll admit that a weekend break is always appreciated. It's nice to have a break. For sure. By the way, does anyone know where Monica is? We were just talking about that. Are we gonna look for her? She was the one who set this meeting up, and she's late for it. She rolls her eyes. I bet she's playing the piano or coming back from tennis, or whatever her latest hobby is. As she says that, the door opens and Monica comes bursting in, an apologetic look on her face. Sorry. I'll keep this one brief, don't worry. Sitting at the desk in front of her, she pulls out her laptop and fires it up. What's up, Monica? There's silence as the machine rears to life, along with a slight anticipation. Unfortunately, there's still a trace of tension in the air, undoubtedly stemming from everyone's memory of the festival. It's not particularly prominent. The club still has a laid-back, cozy aura, but there's just enough to serve as an affordable reminder. I guess I was naive to think something so serious would get brushed over so soon, especially the argument between Natsuki and Monica. Nonetheless, Monica, with all her charms as a confident leader, is quick to move things along. Okay, everyone. So, as you guys know, Halloween is coming up. Sayori and I were talking. How does a Halloween party sound? A Halloween party? Didn't think you were much of a party girl, Monica. No, not that kind of party. I mean, if we held a little event here, in our school. Yeah, you could share scary stories, dress up, that sort of thing. Yeah, that sort of thing. Sayori gave me an idea. You'd all write horror-themed poems in the spirit of Halloween. As expected, Yuri's eyes light up. Natsuki, on the other hand, doesn't look quite as convinced. Scary poems? Meh, it's not really my kind of thing. Well, see it as an opportunity to try something new and grow as a poet. It would definitely be interesting to see what you all come up with. See? That's the attitude to have, guys. Plus, it's been a while since I've done something for Halloween. I was initially against it at first, but Sayori can be pretty persuasive, and I think I should be able to find some time for it, so... What do you think, guys? A Halloween event, huh? Much like Monica, it's been a long time since I've done anything for this festivity. Most of my Halloween memories come from pranks with Sayori and I would pull on each other back when we were children. Although a distant memory, I'd be lying if I said they weren't fun. Yeah, sounds cool to me. I'm in. Although we've gotta tell ghost stories too. You know, go all out. I think that's a wonderful idea. Psh, of course you would, Yuri. Yeah, okay. I'd get to scare the crap out of you with my scary stories. You wouldn't scare a child, Natsuki. You're very cute. I'm down. Yay! It'll be fun, guys. I just have one question though. You said we'll hold the event here, in the school. Assuming it would be, we would do it while it's dark. Wouldn't the school be closed? Yeah, that's a good point actually. Unless we did it in one of our houses. I don't know if we'd have the room though. Unless you planned on like breaking into school after hours. Well... The moment of silence allowed Sayori's tone of voice is incredibly telling. No way! You honestly let Sayori talk you into that, Monica? Wait, so Sayori was the one who planned this all along? Thanks, Sayori. Eventually I told Sayori I was fine with it, but I'm still on the fence about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, could we host a party at one of your places? Natsuki? No! It's a pretty cool idea to break into school. Okay, so this is how it all went to fruition, I guess. Gotta have that rebellious teen spirit, right? But what if we get caught? We'd get into so much trouble. Sorry, Yuri, but I'm with Natsuki here. Wouldn't the thrill of potentially being caught add to the atmosphere? Okay. Besides, it'll probably be pretty creepy in here at night when everyone's gone home. Perfect place for this sort of event. See? I told you, Monica. Well, I was just surprised at how willing you were to break some major rules, Sayori. I always thought you were the student who wouldn't go looking for trouble. Well, once or twice won't hurt anyone. Thanks, Sayori. Okay. Huh. Don't let that innocent exterior fool you, Monica. Sayori can be ever so sly when she wants to be. She's got a hidden dark side, you know. Hey, don't overdo it. Bring it up, you two. Well, now that that's been settled, we can sort out some decorations for the room. Midas, can we please can we carve some pumpkins? I sigh. As long as you don't accidentally drop one on my foot again. I'll try. Well, that's you two sorted. How about you, Natsuki? I could bake some cupcakes or some cookies. There's some Halloween stuff on them, like spiders or whatever. They'd look awesome. And you bet they'll taste as good as they look. Yes! You're the best, Natsuki. Jeez, all it takes is the mention of cupcakes, doesn't it? Yours are so good, though. Well, I am the best. And how about you, Yuri? Based on what you contributed for the festival, am I right to assuming some sort of contribution towards the ambience or atmosphere? Yuri closes her eyes, clearly in thought. I've come to appreciate how Yuri is someone who really likes thinking before she speaks. Yes, I think something like that would be ideal. I'll let you know the finer details once I've settled on something, if that's alright. Of course. Well then, on that note, I think that's everything. She finishes typing and puts the laptop lid down. Wait, we should all dress up too! As in Halloween What's Halloween without costumes? Yep. Bit old for that, aren't we? Well, we're holding a Halloween party, so we gotta at least have costumes. Come on! We used to have a lot of fun doing it when we were kids, so let's do it again! She does have a point there. I guess it'd be quite amusing to see what she can come up with as well. Would we be able to come in as anything? As long as it has something to do with Halloween, sure. Well, I don't really know if I'll have the time. Upon seeing Sayori's face drop, she hastens to speak once more. But I'll do my best. Yeah, I'm in too. Sorry. Looks like I'll have to get creative as well. Although at the moment, the only thing I want to do now is go home and relax. Standing up, I stretch and yawn, looking at the clock. Anyway, I'll call the club meeting here. No poems today, sorry. But I'm sure your Halloween poems will make up for that. There's a general murmur of agreement as the girls stand up and pack away. Ready to go, Sayori? Okie dokie. Any plans for the weekend? Well, I've gotta get our Halloween stuff sorted, I remember. So, let's head to town and get the pumpkins and get ready. Seeing as you're lazy, I'll help you sleep in and pack you up from your house, instead of meeting at mine. Oh. Okay. Hey! It's not like I can help it, you know. Anyway, let's meet at noon, okay? Sounds good. See you then. As she turns around and heads inside, I can almost feel my own home beckoning. It's that wonderful weekend feeling. Early in the morning and you already have Daijoubu playing? Okay. That's perhaps the most satisfying night's sleep I've ever had in a while. What time is it? Wow, it's 10:30? For me, that's super early. Yes? This is the second Saturday in a row that I've woken up before noon. Am I slowly shedding my vampiric traits? As I draw the curtains and feel the sunshine flowing through the glass, I can't help but feel really content. In fact, ever since joining the literature club, even in spite of the festival, my mood's generally been so much better than usual. Perhaps it's due to what I told the girls before we started our recitals. It's just nice to have people my own age to hang out with. What if it's something more than that? Sayori? Even thinking about her brings the warm feeling back, although not as strongly. Could it be... am I really starting to like her in that way? As if to interrupt my brain, my stomach grumbles. Guess I'll give this a muse over breakfast. What if I feel like having today? Cereal, toast, fried egg, sausage, bacon. So many choices. I think egg, sausage, and bacon will do for now. Much better. I can see why Sayori mentioned breakfast in her first poem. There I go again, always thinking about her. If I were to be honest, as much as I enjoy all the girls' company, I'd be lying if I said I'd be as excited if I were to spend the day with any other girl. Maybe it's because of their sweeter? Or because Natsuki is a little too cold for my taste and Yuri's a little too quiet. Well, you don't know why Yuri's too quiet, and in an alternate reality we went for Yuri, and I don't really know what Natsuki is in Blue Skies. I don't know. Since day one I've always been comfortable talking to Sayori, and that's never changed. I swear I read somewhere that if you can go years without talking to a friend, then when you finally reconnect, if you're able to get along like nothing ever happened, then it's a sign of a true friendship. Believe me, Midas, you're gonna go into more than a friendship in this case. Or am I just looking... Or I'm just looking into this too much. Feelings. And there was me thinking about that stuff we do when math is hard to get your head around. One thing that never changes is Sayori's inability to get up in time. 5 minutes pass and I grow impatient. Fishing out my phone, I shoot her a text. It's noon, you lazy girl. We got pumpkins to carve, remember? Minutes tick by without a response. Sayori? At this rate, I'd probably have more of a two-way conversation with the did I just say meme? With a mime. And how creepy must I look? Just aimlessly standing outside her house. With a sigh, I open the gate and head to her house. You've really got to work on her sleeping pal. No. No! It's quiet, and I'm pretty sure that nothing ever goes well when it's quiet. You really have to get to work on her sleeping patterns. I always knew she could be a little lazy, but this is getting annoying. Sayori? It's me. Sorry, I didn't want to wait outside. Are you dressed? If I strain my ears, I can faintly pick up the sound of her voice. She's not replying to me though. It's as if she's talking to herself. Well, I'm glad she's not tying up something. I can't quite pick up what she's saying from this distance. Probably sleep talking, and knowing her, sleep talking about food. I'm nearing the end of my Just go inside, please! I'm nearing the end of my patience. Okay, that was your last chance, miss. If you're getting changed or anything, you can't be mad at me. Man, her room is a mess. And where is she in the first place? And Sayori was tucked away in the messy pillows, blankets, and the duvet that forms her bed. At least there's no rope in sight. Thank goodness. There's a spot for her that's fallen into her mouth, and she's drooling slightly. She's curled up into a ball with her arms hugging herself. It's a strangely adorable sight, and I feel bad in having to wake her. As I draw closer, I can finally make out what she's saying. And to my dismay, it's nothing wholesome at all. What? Sounds more like she's softly whimpering to herself, and I can also spot glistening wet trails down her cheeks. What's she saying? Seeing Sayori cry is a sight I wish I never have to see. Can't help it. What's she talking about? Sorry. And so useless. But really trying. For everyone. She flips over restlessly, a sob accompanying the movement. But it's so hard. So tiring, don't want to do anymore. No. Please? Someone? Anyone? I know. I'm selfish. Sayori! Her head turns slightly, as if she's heard me. Her eyes remain shut, so it's impossible to tell if she's awake. Sayori, it's me. Midas. It's okay, I'm here. I don't want to go. Didn't work last time. Oh no. So she tried and failed. They say it would work. Fresh sobs fill the room as she cries harder. Her voice breaks completely as tears drip down her face. Does this mean that she tried to hang herself? At this point, I've had enough. A strong protective instinct within me demands that I reach out and gently clasp one of her hands in mine. You should have done this earlier, Midas. With her hand in mine, I gingerly shake her awake. Sayori, Midas? And with the final mysterious utterance, her eyes flutter open with the panic momentarily flashing through them. When she sees me, she visibly relaxes and sits up. Oh, hi, Midas. She hastily turns away and tries to discreetly wipe her face. I'm still trying to process what I've just witnessed. You're not alone, because... Does this mean that she tried to hang herself? I don't know. That's just a guess. Sayori, are you okay? I think you were having a nightmare. Was I? I don't remember anything like that. I was literally right here, listening to you cry. Of course you had a nightmare. You said some really concerning stuff. She anxiously bites her lip as she replies. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worried. You seriously need to stop thinking that you're a burden. It's my job to be concerned about you. We're best friends. You're really silly sometimes, you know that? What's going on, Sayori? Please, just talk to me. She looks ashamed as she gets herself out of bed. Oh my god, I just realized! I totally forgot what we have planned for today. Now I overslept. Midas, I'm so sorry. I'm such an idiot. She flails around and on instinct I reach out and pull her into a hug. Clearly this takes her by surprise as she doesn't make an effort to return it, at least initially. Before after a while she eventually returns to weakly hug back. As we break apart, Sayori smiles, clearly trying to put her nightmare behind her. Thank you, Midas. I think that was more than a nightmare, Midas. You always know how to make me feel better. Anyway, we have a lot to do today, right? Let's get started then. Is she really trying to ignore the elephant in the room? Sayori, don't you want to talk? No. Sorry, I didn't want to talk about it, if that's okay. Another glimpse of this concerning side. She works so hard to pass off. And yet, there they are again. Those walls I can never get through. But, Midas, please? It's nothing, everyone has nightmares. She seizes on my moment of silence. Anyway, can you just give me a second to get dressed? And you can start getting spooky. With a sigh of resignation, I leave the room and close the door behind me. You can get some pumpkins from the supermarket. You've got a knife at home, right? I'm still feeling so uncomfortable. I mean, now we have a glimpse that Sayori's depressed and Midas is starting to get aware. But the reason why is what I really want to know. Yeah, so what kind of things should we carve into them? Faces are the start, bats, skulls, all those cheesy Halloween things, right? It's tempting not to answer. To give Sayori a taste of her own medicine, I don't think she's aware of just how frustrating this is. But then again, do I really want to ruin this day? Sayori's clearly trying to put it past us. As much as I want to know what's going on, she's really not in any mood to divulge. And bringing it up now would probably ruin the mood and the day for both of us. Besides, I can't really stay angry at her. Her general bubbly persona is so infectious. Only someone without a heart could be immune to it. I begrudgingly smile. Or spiders. I forgot how much you were terrified of them. Oh come on, like you're any better. I am. Okay, maybe the big ones. Even though Halloween isn't as largely celebrated here, at least compared to the Western countries, shops have still made a decorative effort. All of the cheesy cliche Halloween decorations can be seen both on the exterior and interior of the shop. Luckily for us, all of the pumpkins are right in front. Wow, these are huge, which means we have more space to make some awesome decorations. Don't you think? Her eyes meet mine, the cheerful enthusiasm still bouncing around in them. Yeah, good thinking. Let's get these three. do you mind if I grab some food for later? Yeah, sure, what were you thinking? I mean, you're Sayori. You're supposed to be hungry. Pizza. Not exactly the healthiest of choices, is it? Hey, I don't see you chomping on salad, you know. Can't dispute that, haha. But in all seriousness, Sayori, maybe you should try something that isn't junk food. I worry about you sometimes, you know? I know. You don't need to though. I'll make more of an effort soon, I promise. Alright, fine. Pizza it is. But only if I get a slice. Or two. Deal. In an attempt to display my masculine bravado, I volunteered to carry all of the 3 pumpkins. In hindsight, given how much my arms are screaming at me, I immediately regret this decision. I can't believe you didn't let me carry any of them! You're so silly sometimes. It's no sweat, Sayori. Actually, it is. My arms are screaming, so please get one at least, Sayori, please! No sweat at all. Don't drop them. Aha! What? That pumpkin is shaped like your head! I swear to God, I will throw one of these at you. You wouldn't dare. Besides, I don't think you'd be able to lift it high enough. I hate how true that is. Sayori 1 minus 0. That's so unfair. You're taking advantage of the poor situation I'm in. Not true. If I recall correctly, you're the one who insisted on carrying these. She adopts a comedic super low male voice. Oh, it's okay, Sayori. I'm a big strong guy who can handle all of these pumpkins. Okay, firstly, I don't sound like that. Right? An innocent smirk is my only response, which turns into indignation as I blow a puff of air into her face. That's a little victory in my life. So, which shape should we go with first? Let's just keep it simple for now. We can just go with a generic jack-o'-lantern face. I pull up a reference photo on my phone. We've got to start by scooping out the insides though, so let's cut a hole in the top. With a look of steadfast determination, she slices away the top of the pumpkin, exposing the contents within. She looks really cute with that look on her face. Personally, I like her when she's pouting. Her nose has scrunched up, and she's focusing intently on her task. And the best part is she's so oblivious on how endearing she really is. Come on, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Okay. Oh man, this feels so cold and sticky. It's slow but steady work. As we scoop out the inside, I do my best not to focus on how soft her hands and arms feel as they brush against mine. There! Now my hands are all sticky. Yeah, mine too. Say... You want a new hairstyle? Oh no. I grin and reach forward, aiming for Sayori's head. Ah! Don't even think about it. Okay. I won't. I hold my hands up as a sign of peace. Sayori remains backed up away from me, a suspicious look on her face. As she lets her guard down and comes closer, I dart forward and boop her on the nose, leaving an orange smear. Hey, Meanie, I'm gonna get you for that. Only if you can actually catch me, or we're gonna run around the house. I laugh and dart away from her strike. Sayori's never been particularly coordinated, so it's pretty easy to dodge her clumsy attempts. As she comes in for another swipe, I catch her wrist with my hands. She's squirming and wriggling, doing her best to escape my grip. Unfortunately, due to the slipperiness of the pumpkin coating on both of our hands, my grip isn't as strong as I'd like. She manages to twist her hand free and lands a respectable orange smear on my cheek. Aha! I told you! Her victory is short-lived as I manage to return the favor down her neck. Oh, okay. A truce! For real this time. No tricks? No. We still have to carve the pumpkins. Okay, fair enough. After I wash our hands, Sayori takes out a pen and starts to trace the face onto the pumpkin. I'm looking through the cupboards, trying to find a knife that's big enough. This one will do. How's this? I wander over to the left of Sayori. This is unfair. How is it that the girl who was late to wake up and get ready still smells really good? I thought we were gonna talk about the pumpkin. A far-away detached part of me vaguely remembers something my biology teacher was saying about pheromones. What's that? Well, Yeah, it smells great. Smells? Uh-huh. Oh damn, did I say smell instead of look? Guess I'm a little hungry. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm still carving it. Or I'll start carving it, rather. Sorry. There. Wow, that looks great. We make an awesome team, don't we? We sure do. What about for the other two pumpkins? I was thinking we could do a bat for this one. And you just keep it as simple for the last one. Like carve ooh into it? Perfect. Well, here we go again. A while later and we're finally all done. Our handiwork sits proudly in front of us. Job well done. The others are gonna love them. I just realized we must look like two proud parents. We're gonna be two proud parents soon. I mean, there's a mod named... Can't remember the name, but it takes place like when we're all adults. I think there's some mod like that. Let me know if there really is, or that's just me imagining things. Except our kids are pumpkins. Sayori breaks out into giggles. Midas, you've always been really funny, you know that? One of these days I'll learn how to take a compliment from the opposite sex. Especially when it comes from someone I think I'm starting to fall in love with. Fortunately, that day is not today. As I feel my cheeks heat up, I'd be very surprised if Sayori didn't pick up on it. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun today. Sadly, I've got a lot of homework to get on with, so I'm gonna have to go. But I'll take a pumpkin with me. Anyway, I'll see you on Monday. Oh, and look, I know you're concerned about me, about what happened earlier, but please, just try not to worry about too much or anything. I'll try and tell you when I'm comfortable, okay? Well, I hope so, Sayori. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. With a click, the door closes behind me. I don't get much time to stew over today's events, though, as my phone there's alive. It's my mother. Hi, Midas. How have you been doing? Are you eating well? Whoa, slow down. I'm fine. School is going well. Sayori started talking about World War I, so history is pretty enjoyable. About the eating part. How are things on your end? Stressful. I want to come home and see you. I've been feeling ever so guilty about being away. Nah, it's fine. Seriously, since joining the club, that lonely feeling has pretty much disappeared. Plus, Sayori and I are hanging out a lot, so it's nice to have some regular contact with her again. Oh, yes, that club of yours. You said it was a literature club, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that should mean your grades for Japanese will be fantastic, right? It's definitely helping. And the other club members? Yeah, we're getting along pretty well. One girl is shy, the other one is kinda cold, but I think she's a softie at heart. Natsuki! Oh, and Monica's the president. Oh, that Monica girl you used to share classes with? The one you had a crush? Oh, okay. So it's canon that you used to like Monica. Okay, Mom. Okay, never mind. I didn't have a crush on her. Of course not. So being around with Sayori again. When I called you last week, you were on at the park with her, right? Yeah. I'm so happy for both of you. She was always your best friend growing up. Although, perhaps it's bodily intuition, but I get the feeling that you and Sayori... What about us? I can sense her knowing smile even on the phone. Well, you tell me. This is very shocking. I did not anticipate this. Yeah, how? Yeah, she's her mom, so she'll probably predict it, so I hope this choice doesn't affect us, but I feel like telling her mom's the best. Especially since she's away and she really doesn't have any contact with us, so I think this is the best answer. Well, truth be told, Mom, I think I really like her. Like in that sense. Yes, I did think this day would come eventually. Look at my little boy all grown up. Falling in love with a girl. Mom, sorry. I guess I should have seen this coming. Given the way you used to act around her as a kid. We were all flirty even as a child. Always looking out for her, protecting her from things that scared her, sharing your food with her. Quite the gentleman you were. Really? You had your suspicions that early on? Utterly instinct, sweetheart. Well, I think I made the right choice because moms can be... They know us pretty well, so they'll know one way or another that we're developing feelings for a girl. We share a laugh. It was confusing at first. I didn't really know what these new feelings were. I did start to notice little things about her that I hadn't seen before. Like how pretty her eyes are, or how nice she smells, or how cute she looks when she's trying to concentrate. I sighed dreamily. Yeah, I admit, she's got me good. So what's holding you back? Well, I didn't really know girls that well. How am I supposed to know if she likes me back? Teenage love. Well, look at it this way. When a girl likes you, she'll do a few things to try and signal that interest. Does she maintain eye contact with you a lot? Laugh at your jokes? Offer to come with you to places or invite you along? Compliment you? Kind of? Yeah? I mean, a lot of those things, yeah. But sometimes she acts a little bit off. As in, there are days where she doesn't really want to talk to me, or anyone else for that matter. There's some things that she's hiding. That she keeps her walls up and won't let me in. Or doesn't let me in, rather. Today, she was having a really bad nightmare, saying stuff like she really tried and she feels bad for being useless. Or feeling useless, rather. But she never wants to talk about it and just brushes me off and never try to help her. Well, there was a long gap in your history together. Perhaps something happened in her life. Something that she isn't really ready to share just yet. Patience is a virtue, sweetheart. You'll have to understand it from her perspective sometimes. People just don't want to share. I know it must be frustrating. You want to help, but she's not letting you. Yeah. As much as I would like to, sometimes we can't just force ourselves into someone's life like that. Besides, we have no idea what her reasoning is. I'm sure she'll tell you when she's comfortable doing so. But doesn't that mean she doesn't trust me yet? Not necessarily. From what you've told me, she enjoys spending time with you. She certainly does trust you, just not on that level yet. For some reason, those words dug deep more than I anticipated. It'll come in time. Anyway, unfortunately I have to go, sweetheart. A lot of work is to be done still. It was lovely talking to you again, son. And keep me updated on the Sayori situation, especially if anything major pops up, okay? Sure thing, Mom. Thanks. The advice has been really helpful, Ma. You're really welcome, darling. Bye! With both my mother and Sayori gone, the room feels strangely empty. As I meander upstairs into my room and flop onto my chair, my mother's words echo in my mind. Maybe Sayori does like me too then. Huh? Well, even if she does, what am I meant to do? Am I meant to make the first move? Be the gentleman, I guess. Ask her to a date or be my girlfriend? Although we've been hanging out just us two, isn't that already technically a date? Not necessarily. I mean, you can kinda say that. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just see how the next couple of weeks go and not push anything. Primarily because I don't know what I'm doing. With a very sigh, I boot up my computer. There's no way I'll be able to get any homework done with all this in mind. Video games should be a nice way to relax. It's Halloween coming up, so let's pick a horror game. Play DDLC and DDLC. This one looks tempting. Third-person survival horror, police detective nightmare simulation. This'll do fine.